Hi, Leo. It is so good to see you today. You look very relaxed. Do you have a nice drink in your hand?
Hi, Maya. Yes, I do. It's a very big cup of coffee. I think I need it today. I stayed up a little bit late last night, so I am feeling a bit slow this morning.
Oh, I understand that feeling. Many people feel like they cannot start the day without a coffee. It is a very common habit, isn't it? A habit.
A habit, yes, that is a good word. A habit is something we do every day, right? Like a routine?
Exactly, Leo. A habit is something you do almost without thinking, like brushing your teeth or, in your case, making a big cup of coffee. It's part of your daily routine.
You know, Maya, I was thinking, is it better to say I have a habit or I have a routine? I hear both in movies.
That is a great question. Let me think. Well, a routine is usually a group of habits. For example, my morning routine is I wake up, I stretch, I drink water, and then I make tea. Each of those things is a habit. Together, they are my routine.
Ah, I see. So my routine is I wake up, I look for my glasses, and then I drink coffee. But Maya, you said you drink tea. Are you not a coffee person?
I am not really a coffee person, Leo. I'd prefer tea. I think tea is very calm. Coffee makes me feel a little bit nervous, like my heart is going too fast. Do you know that feeling?
Oh, definitely. If I drink 4 coffees, I feel like I can run a marathon. But I love the smell of coffee. It's the best smell in the world.
It does smell wonderful. Let me give you an example of why I love tea. Last year, I went to a small tea shop in the mountains. It was very quiet. The lady there showed me how to smell the leaves before putting them in the water. It was so peaceful. Now, every time I make tea at home, I remember that moment. It's a very relaxing habit for me.
That sounds very nice. My coffee habit is not very peaceful. Usually I am running because I am late for work. I grab my cup, I drink it very fast, and I leave. Maybe I should try to make it a more relaxing habit like yours.
That's interesting, Leo. You know, many people are like you. They drink coffee because they are on the go. That's a common expression in English, on the go. It means you are very busy, moving from one place to another.
On the go. I like that. I am definitely on the go in the mornings. But Maya, what about the word usually? I use that word a lot when I talk about my day. I usually drink coffee. Is that correct?
Yes, it's perfect. Usually is a frequency adverb. We use it to talk about things that happen maybe 80% of the time. We have other words too, like always, often, sometimes, and never.
Never. Like, I never drink tea.
Exactly. But wait, Leo, you should never say never. Maybe one day you will find a tea you like.
Maybe, but for now, I am happy with my coffee. Actually, I have a funny story about that. A few months ago, I went to a very fancy coffee shop. You know, the kind of place where the menu is 5 pages long.
Oh, I know those places. They are very popular now.
Well, I wanted a simple coffee, just black coffee. But the barista, the person who makes the coffee, started asking me so many questions. Do you want beans from Ethiopia or Brazil? Do you want a light roast or a dark roast? I was so confused. I just said, I want the one that tastes like coffee, please.
That is a great story, Leo. It can be very difficult to order coffee in English sometimes because there are so many specific words roast, beans, blend. It's a lot to learn.
It is. I felt a bit embarrassed, but then I thought, this is a good chance to practice my English. So I asked him, what do you recommend?
That is a perfect phrase, Leo. What do you recommend? That is so useful when you are at a restaurant or a cafe. It's a very natural way to ask for help.
I'm glad I used it then. He was very nice and gave me a very strong coffee. I didn't sleep for 2 days, but it was delicious.
Well, that is definitely a strong habit. You know, Leo, while we're talking about drinks and habits, I want to ask our friends who are listening, what about you? Do you prefer coffee or tea? Or maybe you just drink water in the morning. Tell us in the comments. I am very curious to know.
Yes, please tell us. I want to see if I'm the only one who needs a giant coffee to wake up.
You are definitely not alone, Leo. But let's talk about another habit. What about breakfast? Do you usually eat something with your coffee?
Sometimes. If I have time, I eat toast with butter, but often I am too busy. I just have my coffee and go. What about you, Maya? I imagine you have a very healthy breakfast.
Well, I try. I usually have oatmeal with some fruit. It gives me energy for the morning. But let me tell you, it wasn't always like that. A few years ago, I had a very bad habit. I used to eat a big chocolate donut every single morning.
A chocolate donut, Maya? I thought you were the queen of healthy habits.
I know. It was my secret habit. I loved it. But after a few weeks, I felt very tired in the afternoon. My energy went up very high and then it fell very low. So I decided to change my routine. It was difficult at first. I really missed my donut.
How did you change it? Changing a habit is so hard.
It is hard. They say it takes 21 days to start a new habit. I started small. For example, instead of a donut, I had a piece of bread with a little bit of honey. Then, after a week, I changed the bread to oatmeal. Now I don't even think about the donut. Well, maybe sometimes, but not every day.
That is a good tip, starting small. I think sometimes I try to change everything at the same time and then I fail.
That is very common, Leo. If you try to change your whole life in one day, it is too much pressure. It's better to choose one small thing. For example, if you want to drink more water, just start by drinking 1 glass when you wake up.
1 glass. I can do that. That's a good goal. You know, Maya, I'm really enjoying this conversation. It's so nice to talk about these simple things. If you are listening and you like this too, please give us a like on the video. It helps us a lot.
Yes, thank you, Leo. We love sharing these moments with everyone. Now, let's talk about another part of the day, afternoon habits. In many countries, people have a siesta or a nap. Do you do that?
I wish, but I am at work in the afternoon. Usually around 3 p.m., I feel very tired. In English, do you have a word for that? That feeling when you want to sleep after lunch?
We don't have one specific word like siesta, but we often call it the afternoon slump. A slump is like a low point. You feel like you have no energy.
The afternoon slump. That is exactly what I feel. So what do people do for the afternoon slump? More coffee?
For many people, yes, that is the afternoon coffee break. But some people prefer a walk. For example, my brother always goes outside for 10 minutes at 3 o'clock. He says the fresh air helps him more than coffee.
That sounds like a good idea. My office is very warm and that makes me sleepy. A little bit of fresh air sounds nice. Is that a habit for many people in the UK or the US?
It depends. In the UK, the afternoon tea is very famous. It's not just about the tea, it's about taking a break and eating a small snack, like a biscuit or a scone. It's a very social habit. People talk and relax for a bit.
I like the sound of biscuits. I think I could become a tea person if it includes biscuits.
See, I told you there was a tea person inside you. You just needed the right motivation.
You're right. You know, Maya, thinking about all these habits, it's all about our daily life, the small things we do. Sometimes I feel like I am not doing anything important, but these small habits are my life, right?
That is very profound, Leo, and you are right. Our life is made of these small moments. How we drink our coffee, how we talk to our friends, how we spend our evenings.
Speaking of evenings, what is your evening routine? Do you drink tea at night too?
I do, but I drink herbal tea. Herbal tea has no caffeine, so it doesn't keep me awake. I like peppermint tea or chamomile tea. It's my way of telling my brain the day is finished, it's time to sleep.
I have a bad evening habit. I usually look at my phone for a long time when I'm in bed. I know it's bad, but it's so hard to stop scrolling.
Oh, Leo, many of us have that habit. We call that doomscrolling sometimes, or just being hooked on the phone. Hooked means you can't stop, like a fish on a hook.
That's a good word. I'm definitely hooked on my phone at night. I look at social media, I watch videos, and suddenly it's midnight.
Let me give you an example of something that helped me with that. I started a no phone rule. 30 minutes before I go to sleep, I put my phone in another room. In the beginning, I felt very bored. I didn't know what to do with my hands.
Really? What did you do instead?
I started reading a book, just a physical book made of paper. At first, I could only read 2 pages before I felt tired, but now it's my favorite part of the day. It helps my mind relax.
That sounds much better than looking at my phone. I'm going to try that tonight. I will put my phone in the kitchen and I will try to read, even if it's just for 5 minutes.
That's the spirit, Leo. Remember, start small. 5 minutes is perfect.
Thanks, Maya. You know, I feel like I am learning so much today, not just English, but also how to have a better day. To everyone who is listening, if you want to keep learning with us every day, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We have a lot more to talk about.
Yes, we would love to have you with us in the next episode. You know, Leo, we talked about coffee, tea, breakfast, and phones, but there is one more habit that is very important for our listeners.
What is that?
The habit of practicing English. Just like drinking coffee or tea, practicing a language is a habit. You don't need to study for 4 hours a day. If you listen to a podcast for 20 minutes while you are cooking or walking, that is a fantastic habit.
That's true. I think some people think they need a classroom and a teacher to learn, but just listening to us talk is helping them, right?
Absolutely. Listening is one of the most important parts of learning. It helps your brain get used to the sounds and the rhythm of the language. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. It becomes a habit.
A very good habit. I'm glad we can be part of our listeners' routine.
Me too, Leo. Well, my tea is almost finished, and I think your big coffee is probably empty now, too.
It is, but I feel much more awake now, not just because of the caffeine, but because of our conversation.
I'm so happy to hear that. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. You ask such good questions.
And you always have the best explanations and stories, Maya. I feel very motivated to start my no phone habit tonight, and maybe even try a peppermint tea tomorrow.
That would be wonderful. You'll have to tell me how it goes in our next chat.
I will, I promise.
Well, I think it's time to say goodbye for today. To everyone listening, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this talk about habits. Don't be too hard on yourself if you have some bad habits. We all do. The important thing is to keep moving forward.
Exactly. One step at a time, or one sip at a time if it's coffee.
Yes, keep practicing your English, keep being curious, and remember that every small effort counts. You are doing a great job just by being here.
We are very proud of you for listening today. See you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a beautiful, habit-filled day.
Bye-bye.